So I'm about to do something that I have never done before, which is going 24 hours without my phone. So that means no social media, no texting, no listening to music, no Google Maps. That might be a challenging one. Absolutely nothing to do with this little rectangular brick in my hand. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to give myself a digital detox. I want to let my brain replenish its dopamine instead of getting it from Reels and TikToks. And I also just kind of want to have a day where I am fully present, where I don't have distractions. If you're anything like me, then you probably always have music playing or a video playing in the background. And I just think all of that constant noise needs to just be shut off for at least a day. I know there are a lot of people that do this pretty regularly, which is cool. And I think at some point I want to be one of those people. But we'll see how it goes for the next 24 hours first. So before I go to bed tonight, we're shutting off my phone and I'm not going to turn it back on until a full 24 hours have passed. Now, because our phones are so intertwined with our lives, I had to make a few adjustments and prepare before tomorrow actually starts. One thing I had to do today was fully get an alarm clock because how else am I going to wake up tomorrow? This is she. Oh. It's a bit bright. We've got our alarm set, so hopefully that goes off in the morning. Anyway, I have no idea what to expect. I don't know if I'm gonna feel better or worse or have an existential crisis, but whatever happens, you guys are coming along with me. So I think it's gonna be really interesting doing some of my everyday activities without my phone because it's kind of crazy how much we use them. Alrighty, 10:33. Hello? Wait, let's try that again. I can't remember the last time I even shut my phone down. Wait, guys, how do you do this? Okay, so that's not working. I'm just gonna try and shut this down like this. Aha, okay, shut down. See ya. Rise and shine. Alrighty. Did I already encounter my first roadblock? Yeah, I have. Basically, I woke up and I was like, I didn't hear my alarm go off. And it's 8:15, right? And I set my alarm for 6:45. Alarm didn't go off and I was like, why is that happening? Turns out my clock was set to the afternoon in the morning and the morning in the afternoon, which I didn't know because I can't read that. And then when I was trying to double check this morning, I reached for my phone only to realize that I cannot use the translate feature. So I'm just going to assume that that says afternoon now. So that's why my alarm didn't go off. Anyway, besides the point, this isn't going to make or break the day, okay? We're just going to have to start everything a little bit later and that's okay. Anyway. First thing on the list, I need to go to the gym. But here's the kicker. Because I'm not using my phone, I can't listen to my own music. Now, this is going to be a problem for me because half the reason I go to the gym is so that I can just blast my hype music for an hour straight and not have anyone question me or disturb me. I have absolutely no idea what kind of music they play at my gym because every time I've gone, I've had my big boy headphones on. Also, I had to write down my workout on a little sheet of paper because normally I just refer to my screenshots of my little routine, but I don't have my phone. So I've written them down on a notebook. Anyway, let's hope that I have the same motivation with or without my headphones on. We'll see. Was I a little too shy to whip out my camera and talk in public? Yes, I was actually. So we're gonna do a little voice narration type moment. I'm so sorry. Honestly speaking, the gym wasn't that awful without my music. It was kind of refreshing to listen to the songs that they had playing. And to be fair to the gym, they actually played pretty good music. Mind you, it was a strange mix of music. Like at some point they were playing Green Day. Yeah! Which, hey, I love Green Day. It's just like not something I hear every day. But then they started playing some Rihanna and I was like, you know what? I can get around this. I really can. I ended up going to Meiji Jingu, which if you guys have been to Tokyo or are familiar, is a shrine in central Tokyo. It was pretty packed, I can't lie, and it wasn't the most nature-focused thing I could have done, but I wanted to go to Yoyogi Park after because this is really embarrassing, but I haven't been to either of those places, and I've been here for 4 months. So the thing that I liked most about going to Meiji Jingu was because there were so many tourists, I was overhearing everyone's conversation, and I feel like normally when I'm out and about, I have my headphones on so I don't hear anything around me. But it was just funny overhearing everyone's conversations. I don't know if that makes me creepy. I don't know. Then I wandered into Yoyogi Park and I spent a good hour there. I actually don't even really know how long I spent there because I wasn't really checking my watch. I was surprised at how many beautiful little sections that they had in the park. It's a pretty big park, I can't lie. But they had some little sections where they were growing really beautiful flowers and stuff. I can't actually read Japanese fully, so I couldn't tell you what the flowers or trees were. That's actually one thing that kind of took me for a spin without my phone, is that normally I use the translate feature on Google Translate. Couldn't do that today, so had to get by with just speaking and asking people, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. But anyway, the only two regrets I have nothing to do with the no phone situation. Actually, this is just a little tangent, but I was wearing loafers today. Bad idea. Don't do that. Oh my gosh, I have blisters galore. Second thing, I overpacked my bag for sure because my shoulders are aching. They're actually so painful. Mind you, I have like 2 notebooks, a full book, my laptop. I had my headphones in there. It's a whole thing. Also, before you guys get angry, the headphones and the laptop were only for work. I did not use them to listen to music or go on social media. I was literally just working. So sue me. I didn't break any rules. You're gonna have to trust me on this one. But I had a little read in the park, did a little journaling. It was really nice. I did really feel present. Then I headed down to Shibuya, did a bit of work there. I also got some dinner by myself, which, you know what? That was a little bit anxiety inducing. Just like a little bit. It was one of those places that had quite a long line. People were waiting and like sitting right next to me. And I was just like, oh, nobody cares. End of the day, nobody cares. And I know that, but it still caused me to be a little bit anxious. So there was that. Also, when I was eating dinner, I feel like it's quite normal here to have dinner alone. It's not super out of the ordinary, especially the type of place that I was at. It's like one of those places where, you know, it's kind of what's the word? Cramped. So people are there by themselves, but everyone was on their phone. Every single person was on their phone, unless they were with people. And even then, sometimes, you know. Then I went to this language swap event that they do in the city. It was kind of a random side quest by me, but it was a good experience regardless. It was funny though. People were obviously like, oh, let's connect and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I said my phone was dead because I feel like explaining this whole thing was just way too much. I was like, oh, my phone died, which in hindsight comes across like I don't want to know them. I hope they didn't take that as me being rude, but they probably did because it does sound fake and made up. The main takeaways, to be quite honest, I didn't really feel that much of a difference. This whole experience, I feel like it was definitely positive. I wouldn't categorize it as life-changing or anything like that. Not that that's what I was expecting, but you know what I mean. I don't, as Tame Impala says, feel like a brand new person. I think the only real difference that I could tell was that I didn't get as distracted when I was doing my work, which is obviously a good thing. I feel like I fully focused for hours. I rarely ever feel like that actually, because I always either have an excuse to look at my phone or just want to look at my phone, so I do. Also, I forgot that I did this, but I took photos on my little digital camera today because I obviously couldn't use my phone, and I'm definitely someone who enjoys taking photos of my daily life. So that was like a cute little thing, and I should probably do that more because I forget to bring my camera. Yeah, overall, I don't feel like I missed much, which means that it's very doable, right? Initially, when I decided to do this, I was like, it's really going to show a new perspective, but I think it's almost better that it doesn't feel that different because it means that it's very doable for everyone. Yeah, I'd say the only real downfall would be the not being able to contact anyone. But if I wanted to implement this, I could just delete the apps, you know? Like I could delete Instagram and I could delete TikTok and all of that stuff. Will I do that though? I don't know. I think all in all, good experience. I'd probably do it again at some point when I feel overwhelmed. And if you're considering doing this, I think you should just give it a go. Just give it a try. What's one day without social media and your phone? Like, come on, it's easy. Come on. Okay, it's been over 24 hours. I'm gonna turn my phone on. Watch there be no messages at all. Oh, why am I nervous? Wait, I actually have no messages.
Psych!
Anyway, I think you guys should give this a go if you're feeling overwhelmed with social media, especially. If the screen time's looking a little crazy, maybe give it a go. It's not a bad idea. But I think the same sort of feeling can be achieved by just putting your phone on Do Not Disturb sometimes. Also, because I didn't have my phone on me, I was just noticing everyone around me is glued to their phone. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm definitely guilty of being on my phone a lot, but I don't think it's to the point where I feel like I have a severe problem. Well, it depends on the day, really. But I don't know, just not having it today really opened my eyes to how much people be using their phones. I don't know. When you see it, it looks very dystopian and very scary, I can't lie. So all in all, pros, I've felt very productive. Didn't get sidetracked because there was nothing to sidetrack me. I felt very present. I felt like I was really taking in the day that I was having. Cons, not being able to use Google Translate, not being able to communicate with the outside world. If you're inspired at all to do this, I say go for it. You might have to get yourself an alarm clock though, but also maybe get one that is easy to tell when it's in AM or PM. I've also fixed that now, and I think I will be using my alarm clock going forward. One thing that I want to start implementing is not going on social media for at least 3 hours post waking up. I don't know why I said it like that. Does that make sense? I think the immediate dopamine hits that TikTok and Reels and stuff gives you is just, it's too much. It's just too much, and I don't want that. If you like this video, give it a little like. If you haven't subscribed already, maybe you should subscribe. I don't know. That's completely up to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Ayy, I got the recipe, never gonna let any op get the best of me. Thought it was distance, but haters is next to me.